Alrighty, good morning, everybody. It is the ashiest Wednesday of the year. If you're a Catholic, that was a joke. Today we got a great episode. We're going to be talking with Dessie Malone, founder of Mother Made Rolls, and Kris Benetti, founder of Momentum Media. They work together to help grow each other's brands and as friends. So it's going to be a really cool episode. We're going to be talking about all kind of stuff. We're going to be talking about rolls. We're going to be talking about media. We're going to be talking about their market that they have that they run at Momentum Media's space. So really cool stuff. Tons of downtown talk. There might be some stuff in there that gets a little deep. I don't know how this is gonna go. We're just gonna roll with it. And if it doesn't get deep, if it stays surface level, it is what it is. But real quick, the studio is sponsored by Optimize Generator People, OptimizeGP.com. So if you own a house and you want to keep your electricity running through a storm, an outage, janky electrical systems, whatever have you, let's say you don't pay your electricity bill and you're paying your bill for your whole home generator, this sucker will kick on, last you for as long as you need it, as long as you have gas rolling through it. You can get started with a whole home generator for $600, and it's like, you pay monthly, the whole thing. If I told you how much it costs outright, you'd be like, well, I think Anyway, thank you for our sponsor, OptimizeGP.com. That. I hope I did that right. Sorry, guys. It'll be okay. Check out OptimizeGP.com. Really appreciate their support.
So they're not hearing you saying this right now?
No, now they are. Okay. Our presenting sponsor is ChaseGroupConstruction.com. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay, so Chase Group, they build a bunch of stuff. They're a design build firm. So if you're looking to build a business from the ground up or to renovate a space, get in touch with Chase Landry at ChaseGroupConstruction.com. If you're familiar with Fat Pat's in Broussard or Breaux Bridge, they built those. They're building a new Fat Pat's kitchen off of Johnston Street next to Rouse's across from the library. So if you're seeing construction there, that's what that is, Fat Pat's Kitchen. And they're also building the new Smash Pickleball restaurant in Youngsville and at the old Lafayette Health Club in Lafayette on College Saloon. Really great business. I really appreciate their support, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Let's get on with it. Guys, welcome to the T Podcast.
Hey.
Hi.
Okay, yeah, so let's get introductions. Let's get introductions going. This is funny.
No,
okay,
you
so
first.
this is Dessie's first podcast. So, but you did Chris Logan. That was kind of podcasty.
He is.
It was.
He does the same thing. He stops for his sponsors, and we all just goof around. So
I was just going with his labels. He doesn't label it as a podcast like you. So
Yeah, I mean, he has. It's a radio show. But, I mean, that's essentially what podcasting was before it was called podcasting.
True.
But yeah, so let's get introductions in order. Dessie, if you want to go first, just let people know who you are and what you do.
I am Dessie Malone. My business is Mother Made Rolls, but your mother is not your maid. I make bread rolls, cinnamon rolls, lemon blueberry sweet rolls. I make a copycat of a Texas Roadhouse style roll with the cinnamon honey spread. I'm just going through my menu now, but that's what I do.
But a little bit about you. Are you originally from the Lafayette area?
I'm from New Iberia.
The
I
Berry.
live on the Bayou Petiton.
Okay.
And it runs through Avery Island, and so I was raised right on that bayou.
Wow.
And
So you're like right there by Avery Island.
Yes.
Okay.
Right there.
What was life like living in that area of Louisiana?
Well, I lived in the country. The Highway 14, it ran right by my house. So it was an adventure.
Yeah.
It was an adventure in nature and seeing it in a way that I'm so grateful that I was able to see it in. And it was hard within my home, but outside of it, just I lived in isolation, but I had 7 other brothers and sisters, and so it was tough for us, but I'm grateful for each experience that I had where I was at,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
All right. Well, we'll dive in a little bit into that a little bit. Kris, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Kris Benetti, but everybody calls me Kris. I am a photographer. I have lately been delving into videography and podcasting, so I love this. I love all of this, as I told you. But I run a studio downtown. It's called Momentum Media Lafayette. It's about, 3 or 4 blocks from here, off of Lee Ave. And I specialize in confidence boosting and brand building. So that's how I got with Dessie. She said, Kris, I have an idea. And that's where we generated just all the ideas that have come forth since, like the market and really putting that space to good use, because we host the Mother Made Market. It is basically every 3rd Sunday of the month. This is our 3rd one, so kind of trying to figure that out. But it benefits Food Acadiana. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but it's a local nonprofit, and that she just wanted to give back. I love giving back to them, so I was like, that's a great idea. Let's go for it. Let's see how it pops off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how did you guys meet? You and Dessie?
Oh, that I.
Oh,
I
you
don't remember.
said,
It was a
hey,
long time
I wanna shoot some pictures, and I thought she wanted to go and shoot pictures of birds at the UL pond, the little lake area, the
That
little
wasn't
pond.
the first time we met, though. I'm trying to remember. What is our?
But she didn't want to shoot birds. She wanted
No,
to
I
take
didn't.
my pictures, and I was
totally
like,
caught her off guard.
I was
was
like,
like,
my
"What?"
picture, shoot me.
like-
I thought you meant shoot birds.
Shoot everything. That's what I do. I've been behind the camera since 2008. I recently started getting in front of the camera, but that's still developing. So
Yeah.
It's fun stuff.
Look, being in front of the camera is way different than being behind it.
It
As
is.
you-
I don't.
It is. She's getting used to it.
That's a better way than what I was gonna say. She called. See, this is good. She's very helpful.
No, I mean this is great. Okay, so when would y'all say y'all met? Like what year roughly?
It was back in
2023.
23. It's been
Okay, so relatively recent. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she contacted you saying that she wanted to shoot, and
Yeah.
you thought she wanted to shoot birds.
Yeah.
That's when we really started getting close. Was then?
'Cause she's
Yeah,
like,
because
"This
she
girl is-"
she came and she kept apologizing. She was like, "I'm so sorry, I misunderstood. I wasn't ready." And I was like, "You did. It was fine. You did great."
Yeah.
And then we were talking about writing, and she's like, "What is your mission? What do you see for Mother May Rose? What do you see for Dessie?" And she has me crying, and she also, this is why she actually wanted, it wasn't just to take pictures of me. She gave me, is it a laptop?
It was a little computer.
A little computer. She said, here, because I didn't have a personal computer, and she gave me one to write my stories on. And now the kids are using it, and I can't find the charger. And
So if you didn't know, Dessie writes her stories. She that's
Yeah.
also part of her mission is she writes these amazing, wonderful stories about all her experiences, and she's so talented. So I saw her and I was like, what do you use to write your stuff on? And she's like, oh, well, right now I'm just using my phone. I'm like, I got you. You need something a little so you can get more organized and so
Yeah.
that is kind of how it all started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dessie, so I heard a little bit, like a little glimpse of some of your story with Chris Logan on the Power Hour, which is such an interesting place for you to tell a story on the Power Hours. Like,
Yes,
okay. But because that shows, it's very fun. It's a very whimsically type of show. Chris Logan, he's a character. But there was some, I mean, you were telling the story and it was kind of like, oh my God. Like, so I can tell by you mentioning where you grew up that there are some things that you were holding back. Clearly but obviously I don't want to go too deep into your history because, I mean, we all have history that we don't want to repeat.
Yeah.
But like, what drives you to be the person you are today? Obviously, a collection of your past, but like, what drives you to be the person you are today? I know it's kind of a deep question, but
Love and authenticity, and just trying to be myself as much as I possibly can, and not acting out of fear, but out of love with each step I take, so that in doing so, as I look toward my highest values in life, that others may feel safe, and as I'm making mistakes and I'm late and I'm fumbling things, that they say, wow, like she is openly messing up. I can too. I can do the things that I want to do. And I started my business without any money, any support, any connections, anything but just my gut and God, and just knowing that I'm making these rolls and I'm putting my love into the food, and that it will, if this doesn't grow to anything else but me making some rolls and getting a little money, that that's what it's all about, and I hope that it encourages other people to, not be afraid to make mistakes. A lot of times we see the end product. We see somebody with their dance complete, and they're like, break dancing or whatever, and you're like, they're so awesome. Or their business, like they'll put it out whenever they finally reach like 100,000 or whatever, or they have this many followers, and you're seeing that. You're seeing the success of what they think it is, and you're not seeing all that poverty. You're not seeing all that the busted shoes. You're not seeing the anything else but the success. So I like to take my friends with me on an adventure to discovering what it's like to be alive and not missing those in-between steps, those beginning steps, and not to look on the past as something that is sad or to be ashamed of or to be sorry for me about, but to say, wow, like, yeah, I kind of had it like that, or I didn't have it like that. What's my excuse? I could do it too. I could not be afraid. And I think that's kind of, I don't know if I answered your question or not,
No, that's good. I guess what I'm curious about is with you, because Kris mentioned that you are deep into writing.
Yeah.
That is like your deepest passion.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also baking, and at the moment, especially as of king cake season, you have started to become, and I know this is kind of over the couple of years because people made a comment saying that, oh, you're just finding out about her. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've been seeing her stuff, but like I thought it was like, you know, typically whenever it's like a market vendor. No, you're doing great.
Yeah.
But like there are businesses that I see start up all the time, and then a year later I never see again. So sometimes I'll try to follow a business early on to see where it goes. But sometimes, you know, maybe they're not good at social media. Maybe they don't post a lot, and then I just forget. But I've been seeing you casually over the past couple of years, and then this year, you've been really putting yourself out there. Because I mean, the king cake season. Maybe
It's not
Kris,
just me. It's
that's
not-
perfect.
It's your intrinsic motivation. Like you know what you're meant to do, and you're doing. You're being yourself.
Be
This
myself.
is what you were always meant to do.
Yeah.
Whatever this is.
We got a comment from Leah Miller. She is AKA Spooky Mama.
She's my hero, by the way. She really is.
She said, "Hey Dessie, I am so proud of you, girl." Okay, so with baking, when and why did you get started baking?
Well, I always love to cook. I always love to make, I call it actual food. And I'm always reading things about mastering. I believe in mastery. So I was like, I'm already making these bread rolls for neighbors, for sisters, just for people. And I'm putting my love into it and my labor. Why not try to master the art of bread roll making for 100 days? So I said, okay, day 1, started making it. Day 2, started making all the way up to day 10, and it's my birthday. It's my birthday, and in 2023, and I said, mother made rolls. It just hit me, and I continued to pretty much master the art of bread roll making, and I was like, let me make some money on my birthday, and that money, whenever that money hit my hand from Nicole Guidry Wilson, and she gave me cash, and it brought me back to my childhood of this rolled up cash. Like my mom, she was a drinker. She put her hand on my shoulder, and she was sober, and she looked right in my eyes, and she said, "Dessie, I'm putting the money in here." And it was a ceramic Indian head, like knick-knack, and she put it on top of the shelf in our trailer, and I didn't understand, like, why is she telling me this? Why is she telling me that she's putting some money up high? Okay, but I liked it because she was sober, and she was talking to me, and I now know that she wanted to escape. It was her escape money. So I thought, like, wow, I want to help women and women who've come from similar backgrounds as I have, to create lives for themselves that they don't want to escape from by making their own money. And it doesn't even have to be their own money. It doesn't even have to be like I do it, but just to discover their least restrictive environment for growth, in an environment that they feel safe in, an environment where they're aligned with their highest values, and to know what those highest values are for themselves. A lot of times, women who've come from similar backgrounds, living in extreme poverty, being surrounded by addicts, alcoholics, they were basically raised by children themselves, stuck in cycles like that they couldn't get out of. So they skip major parts of development that a child should have, because we have to fend for ourselves. We have to bank on discovering whatever kind of resources that we have around us. And I had a strong connection with God, and I'm grateful for that. And I just always, God leads me, love leads me. But every woman, not just woman, we will discover, as we discover these least restrictive environments for growth, and being surrounded by strong female mentorships like Leah Miller, they gently tell me things. Like these women in my life, they'll tell me the truth, but it's given to me in such a delicate way, and they know my situation that I'm coming from, not just from my childhood, but my adulthood. And they don't feel sorry for me. They believe in me. And I want to help with mother-made roles to help women to discover this. And hopefully, through business ownership. But it doesn't have to be that way. That's it.
Yeah. Man, so no wonder you like to write. So writing for you, obviously baking is an outlet, a creative outlet for you, as well as writing, and also a way to make money. Because let's just face it, writing today, it's hard to make money writing.
Right.
I mean, everybody can just go to ChatGPT and write some bogus little thing, and it's like, oh yeah,
but
I'm
see,
a writer.
I have all these like grammar mistakes. I'll get people commenting. They'll be like, oh, you spelled that wrong or used the wrong word, and people were like, if that's what you got out of it, if that's what you got out of her story. And I think putting out my stories where you could tell that they're just like, they're not edited. You could see that, oh wow, she used the wrong. I don't use the wrong there, but just for example, it's like you could see perhaps if you're judgmental type, my education level, but I think that's what I want. I want to see, like, the AI it's becoming such a repulsive thing. The filters, the filtered words, the created by robot ideas, So whenever I'm putting it out there, it's kind of rebelling against it. Like, oh yeah, watch this, watch this. This is what real looks like, And I hopefully I will make money at it, but that's not my goal. I pray over my words, and I ask God to just bless over them as if it was food, and I'm gonna write a story as God puts it on my heart. And I'm going to just keep on doing that for as long as God puts stories on my heart to write.
Yeah. Man, okay, so this is, I'll tell you what, this is one of the most rare times where I feel like I don't have to say a whole lot.
You didn't anticipate.
Look,
You're used to this. I'm like,
I was not anticipating how
She just like, every
deep.
time I just have a conversation with Dessie, I just want to give her a mic so she can just drop it, because you're so relatable. And I find that, like, our partnership too, you've just blossomed, Dessie, in the last 2 months. You're out there, babe. You're just, it's so fast too. She's just going at the speed of light, man.
But everyone can do it. As everyone can be exactly like this, like today. Like, that's it. They could just decide that I'm not going to be afraid anymore. I am not going to tell myself stories that are not nice to myself anymore, and just let it go. Let go of those stories, and you could create new stories.
Absolutely.
Like,
you can use them. You can use them for sure.
Yeah.
But you have to get sick of that negativity and just always, like, putting yourself down, and you have to love yourself, and that's really the only way to give love to other people. It really is. I know you know that.
Yeah, you do have to love yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, how can you love anyone else? A famous person named RuPaul said that. Yes. I lighten it up a little bit. Okay, so we got a couple more comments. Leslie Boone says, love to have seen these past 2 years of growth. Dessie is so inspiring. Daisy Kern, congratulations, Dessie. It's been fun to watch you build, grow, and glow.
Glow.
So you guys I mean, that's one thing that you just touched on that a lot of people struggle with is thinking that they can do something. Everybody, it's easy to be negative towards yourself, especially in South Louisiana or Louisiana in general, because we're like one of the more poorest states. And you look at states like California, New York, where even though it's a facade, everybody appears to be doing so well and making so much money and like the economy's booming. But then you look at the other sides of those areas and they don't have it. It's the same problems. They just have more people. And, you know, I guess where I'm going with this is that at the end of the day, people can bring themselves up. It's hard. Obviously, we all know that because, I mean, most of us come out from families that are in a poverty situation. I mean, I grew up, we didn't have a whole lot of money. I did not know that we did not have a lot of money because my parents, thankfully, I had parents that shielded me from that. But I always found it odd that every year, at the beginning of the year, they would like to go shopping. And I'm like, why is it always around this time of year? Like Christmas just happened. Didn't y'all spend all y'all's money on us? And then I guess growing up, I realized that it was tax season.
That's my favorite holiday.
That's your favorite holiday. Yeah. A lot of people are like, yeah, tax buddy. Some people, business owners, don't like taxes anymore.
I'm getting that way.
It can be a little, yeah.
Because it changes, man. And we were kind of talking off air earlier about having a full-time job, and you were talking about your situation, and you used the word poverty, which that is a very direct word, a very bold word to use. A lot of people don't want to associate that word with themselves, but you make sure to use that word because you know that has been your past. Like, so I'm trying to gather my thoughts here because you seem like a very deep person and I am not super deep.
Really?
Like, look, I'm trying to get on your level and I'm struggling, but basically.
Just be yourself, Ben.
I am being myself. I'm being a goober. That's what I am. Okay. So going to your mention of the word poverty and just, you know, also your writing and talking about growth and things that you can do, and you're empowering people that come from situations such as a poverty situation, or maybe they have a rough upbringing. Like, what does those things mean for you? Whether that be poverty or the upbringing, like, do you draw like a lot of inspiration from that? I say inspiration is a weird word to use for that, but like, what do those things mean for you?
Poverty is definitely a mindset. It's definitely something that it's a story that we tell ourselves, and it's something that I do say that I am right now. I would be considered, like, if you look at my I guess finances and the things we go without, that I would be living in extreme poverty, like well below it. You know, as a business owner, people see, like, they think like, oh wow, yeah, you must have some money, you know, you must. But I am making a decision to, like, oh, maybe my toothbrush could hang in there, you know, for a little bit longer. You know, I could boil it. You know, like, I'm still, you know, I'm still.
You gotta maintain.
Yeah, you got, and you know, it living in extreme poverty for real, where it wasn't my choice, you know, like my parents and my mom, really, she was a single mom of us 8 kids, and we had 5 different 5 different dads going on, you know, so sometimes we'd have stepdads, sometimes we wouldn't, and sometimes we would be on food stamps, sometimes we wouldn't, and it was an embarrassing thing. It had so much stigma around food stamps back in the day, you know. Well, you had to wait on those stamps. They were actually like postage stamps, you know, and so if you're raised in the same, if you're going to the same stores that you went, like my mom went to school with those ladies, you know, that would be at the Freemans or the, you know, where she would pay her bills or get her groceries. You know, it's like nobody wants to be like, oh, I'm waiting in line to get some food stamps because I can't provide for my kids, you know. And she's seen like the, you know, what is that song by Jeannie C. Riley, the Harper Valley PTA, you know, like my mom's there buying her 24 pack of Bush or whatever, you know, natural light beer and her cigarettes and, you know, oh yeah, and having to wait, looking over her shoulder, seeing if she went to school with any of these ladies, you know. And so sometimes it was better just to not get it food stamps, you know, because like that sucks, you know, to be mortified and filled with shame. Because my mom, she went through, like, I think I had about she had a bad in her family before that, you know. So just these stories she's carrying at the grocery stores and that are filling her up with shame, that she's like dying inside, and she's making a choice like, I can't face this shame. Don't know how to deal with it. You know, I want my kids to eat. I want them, you know, to have a good life. I see them smiling over there, you know. I see them, you know, having like beautiful groceries to eat, but I just want to get out of here. I want to smoke some cigarettes and I want to drink and I want to, because, you know, I'll put on some music. I'll put on some George Jones. I'll dance and I will feel good. I won't feel like this anymore. And so sometimes we did have food stamps, and sometimes we did have money. Sometimes we had money from the income tax, you know. One of our stepdads, you know, she would get with a stepdad right during that time, you know. And then she has 8 kids to claim, so it works out for both of them, you know.
Yeah, claim them all.
So just those stories that we tell ourselves is really what defines if we are abundant, if we're living in poverty. And to help women like my mom that are carrying around these stories, these shameful, these stories that they don't have to be shameful. They can be beautiful because I learned resourcefulness. I learned resourcefulness. I was able to be in nature. I was able to see beauty hidden underneath things that most people wouldn't be exposed to because they were provided those things. So I had a set of Encyclopedia Britannica. We didn't have the internet. We had it for a short period of time, but I learned so much from those encyclopedias. I learned about ballet, and I would practice those ballet moves. I would rip out those blank pages before each of the volumes, and it would be white blank paper. It didn't have the lines on it. So that's where I would draw. I would look at my hand and I would draw right what was in front of me, every little vein. And by the time I was done with it, I looked like I had a wrinkly hand, you know, but I didn't have YouTube videos. I didn't have, I went to a rural underfunded school, Delcom, and we didn't have art. We didn't have chorus. We didn't have a lot of those programs that richer schools would have. And my mom we couldn't afford lessons. So I had to teach myself a lot with those encyclopedias. And I would teach myself how to sing. I had a little boom box with a cassette tape, and I would record myself, you know. So I just kind of discovered naturally in my own way, very like folk like, you know, how to do art. And that's also part of my mission as well, is to help kids living in extreme poverty or just poverty to have access to art and music, educational experiences and opportunities, access to instruments, things like that. So that's one of my other little parts of my mission as well.
Yeah. So you mentioned.
Can I jump in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I love everything you said. I just want to add that while some people are used to living in poverty, people don't realize how quick poverty can also just happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can get sick, somebody loses their job, somebody gets injured, and they don't have the proper, safeguards, I guess, in place,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so tough just from day to day. Did I ever tell you the story of how I got involved with food?
No.
Okay, so it was around the same time, because I was getting active. I was the one putting myself out there too, and I just started. But I saw when I was stopping by the flea market in Abbeville, they have a community fridge right there, right? So I go open it. I'm like, what is this? I didn't even know this was here or that this was a thing, because that's what Food Acadiana does. They take surplus food like from events and whatnot, and they go and put it in fridges so anyone who needs it can come by and get it. And I was like, oh my God, I can't tell you how many times that would have helped me in the past. Where's the awareness for this? Where is the stuff to be shown for what these people are doing? This is amazing. And I just took a picture of the fridge, and it was empty at the time, so I filled it. You know me, I go in Photoshop, and I took a chicken, and I took like some pizza, and I put it in there. And I said, wow, isn't that beautiful? And then they got in contact with me. They came and they were like, this is awesome. Do you want to be involved? Do you want to volunteer? And I just said, yes, this is awesome. This is wonderful what you're doing. And it really made me think, and especially since then getting more involved, they ask no questions. There is no judgment. There's no, if you need to visit, if you need a meal, and we're working on getting things like basic toiletries and clothing and just the general needs. People don't realize how hard it is whenever you have to go without the basic things, thinking in your head, oh, I should be able to afford this. Like, what is wrong with me? And it comes down to that. There's such the stigma around it. And it's like, why? Because it happens every day. And there are some people who have been doing this for years, like just going without and not knowing that there was a better way and that there was help and there was resources. So that's where that came from. And I love where we've gone ever since. So thank you, Dessie.
Thank you, Kris.
Love it. You're doing great, sweetheart. You really are. You okay?
Oh, yeah.
And thank you for letting me say that, because I feel like it's, not something that people even really think about until they're there. Then it's like, oh, I don't have to see it. I don't have to look at it. I don't have to be involved in it. But why would you not at least give a care? If you can give something, give it. If you can, arrange something to help, then, and that's where we're at. We always need more volunteers. We've got Festival International coming up, and we're scrambling. We need to find the people this year so we can really make it happen like it needs to, because there's tons of food just going to waste.
Yeah. And so this is I know there are several community fridges around town, and this is, you said a community fridge that you found or that you partnered with?
No, I was just visiting
Yeah.
one day in Abbeville, and I saw it, so I was like, wow, this fridge is empty. They have a little vending machine down there at T-Boy's Flea Market in Abbeville, and people can put things, it's open, so you can just put what you need to put in there, and it was empty, and I was like, this shouldn't be empty. This fridge shouldn't ever be empty.
Right.
Ever. Because when you look at the amount of people that can help, and they do help, and they're coming out of the woodwork, and it's great. It's just been awesome. It's been fantastic.
I know a few years ago, whenever the first community fridge popped up in Lafayette, I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And so I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's the one off of Surrey next to, There's like an Irish pub or
The
something.
McMillan's.
Yes.
McMillan's
That's the,
Pub?
the
Yes, I think that was the first one.
Lafayette.
They just got
Yeah.
a new fridge there. Yeah, Foodies of Lafayette sponsors that one, so they just got a new fridge, and I think they built them a new little pantry as well.
Yeah.
They're doing some
We've
amazing
got, oh man, and we've got a few coming up. So that's where
That's where our market comes.
as
you know?
much money we can get from the market. We've been applying for a few grants. We've been just doing what we need to do, but it's still hard. It's just a battle to get what should be, like I have this whole vision in my head, and I was trying to tell you about it the other day, but it's just like this huge vision of how things could be run, and things could just change things, really change things.
Yeah. And you mentioned too, a lot of people, I think the vast majority of people everywhere are just a few steps away from poverty. Like, you may be doing really well. Like, I see this joke on social media where it's usually business owners that make this joke, because business owners are allowed to make this joke, is that one day you have $10,000 in your bank account, and then the next day you have negative $500 in your bank account. And you're like,
Yeah.
dude, I was just rich, and now
I
I'm
was
like
just
freaking
rich.
flat
Just
broke.
rich.
but like, I know not everybody can be a business owner. Being a business owner is, you want to talk about stress, and the amount of energy you got to put into that is ungodly. So, but for the average person that's working a 9-to-5 job, they don't have that luxury of seeing 10,000 one day and negative 500 the next day. A business owner, that's fortunate for that business owner. They have money coming in, that's cash flow.
Yes,
Yeah, even though
I do like that.
Yeah.
I like that it kind of comes and goes like that. It's exhilarating.
it's exhilarating and depressing at the same
It
time.
does. It gives you this little rush, like, ooh.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Look,
I have
so,
that toxic positivity going on.
yeah. Oh my God. So, so outside of developing Lafayette, I do like websites on the side and all that. And so, I charge a certain amount, and, I don't ever find, someone that's willing to pay for that. So it's fine. I'm not everybody's website guy. And so whenever I do find a client and they pay me, it is so exciting. Like you mentioned, getting cash. It is so exciting. And I'm like, yes, I've got all this money. And then it never fails. Life has a funny way about it where you get this money, right? And you're like, finally I can breathe. And then the check engine light comes on, or a tire goes out, or like my car right now, I have a headlight out. I bought brand new bulbs. I can't change one of them myself because I can't fit my hand in the little opening. And now I got to pay Hyundai probably $100 something just to take off. They got to take off my bumper to put a headlight in. So stuff like that, it just, you get a little bit of money and you're like, oh, but there's this. Oh, but you need a new refrigerator. You knew that, right? No, I don't want to know this.
Yeah.
Life is funny.
It is. It does.
But yeah, like going back to, poverty, like it's so quick, and people that are not business owners don't have that luxury of seeing cash flow in and out. Even though it sucks sometimes to see it go out, you still have it coming in and out. But like people that work 9 to 5, you pretty much consider fixed income at that point, whether you work hourly or not. Like you only have a budget of that much, and life is getting way more expensive. We already know that. It's ridiculous.
And then we don't talk about those that have the 9 to 5, but it's still not enough. So they've got to have two. They've got to have a 5 to 9 to the 9 to 5. So
God.
Yeah.
And everybody has a side hustle. Like my brother. So we have a vacation coming up, and he's door dashing. He works. Him and his wife. His wife's a teacher. He works they live in New Orleans, and he works a really good job, making over $20 an hour.
Yeah.
But because, just in general life, it doesn't matter how much money you think you make or how much money you think a person makes. That person is probably doing something else to make money.
Yeah.
And door dashing is a way to do that. And like, he came to Lafayette for my birthday, And he had his phone out. He was like, man, if I wanted to, I could go DoorDash right now. I'm like, bro,
for real.
you were here for my birthday and you're looking at possible DoorDash. And he's like, man, I'm just, and it's nice to make a little extra money here and there. I'm like,
You know what's crazy
God.
though? The minimum wage, and I don't know, we're staying stuck on this topic, but I like it, is like $7.75. I lived in Colorado a couple years ago, and the minimum wage there was $14.77, almost double, what the minimum wage is here, and that's the national. So I was like, and then $14.77 is still not enough to make it in that economy, So it's like,
But I think that we have to start being honest. We need to tell our stories. We need to say, hey, my record player broke, and I made a little video, and now a friend, she gave me a record player. I didn't have, I could have, I was looking at them on Facebook Marketplace. They were about $60. And I said, you know what? I'm going to, a lot of people say, you should have told me. I didn't know you lost your food stamps. I didn't know that you should have told me. I could have helped. Well, I did. I did. I did. So there's this Jewish parable, and it goes something like this. It says that Truth, she goes into the village, and she is naked and cold, and she goes to each door, and they turn her, and they knock. She knocks, and they turn her away. They turn her away because they are afraid of her nakedness. And then Parable, she comes, and she sees Truth in the corner, and she's naked and cold, and she has pity on her. So she clothes Truth in a story. And before long, story is coming alive. And she goes back to those villagers one by one, and they like what they see. They readily accept her. They tell her to eat. They tell her to warm herself by their fire. So whenever we tell our truth, and it's clothed in a beautiful, truthful story, people can know that we need help. And we have the most loving people in Acadiana. We have the most generous, spirited people in Acadiana. People just don't know this, that they want to help. There are people, like, a lot of times, like, I hated rich people. Like, I was raised like that. I was raised like, oh yeah, they have those fancy Christmas lights over there, like, look at them, they think they're fancy, but I bet you they can't pay their bills either, and they're on credit, and we judge those rich people. But through my business, I actually, most of my customers are wealthy people. I will go in my busted 2011 Impala, my brakes scraping the ground at these mansions, and they're like, thank you, like, this is, thank you for delivering them to me, and I have like tape on my lights in my car, and they are beautiful people. It taught me a lot about my own prejudice, my own stories against these rich people. I'm like, and it changed my whole story through just living, through experiencing the beauty and the love, the generosity of the people that live in Acadiana. That's why I want to, with everything I have, to partner up with other people who are going to give momentum to our vision of getting more fridges, community fridges, about getting kids access to the arts. And we can have a renaissance here by just telling our stories, clothed in truth, clothed in dignity, clothed in wisdom. We can make a difference, and it could stay right here. It could stay right here where we are warming each other, where we are feeding each other. And that's what the mother-made way is all about. It's just coming together, because they are out there like these, like somebody, maybe you could have, about your car, you could have said, hey, y'all know any mechanics, that need anything? Like, would they want to go on my podcast and, like, trade, give them attention for their business, and they might want to work on my car? So just like that, you could have done something for free, and I'm barter friendly, mother made rolls. It's an older system, and it's a nostalgic,
Yeah. So I am not at all shy from bartering. I will barter.
You will barter.
You. Okay. Look. Like I said,
barter with somebody for your headlights.
I have not changed my headlights. In fact, yesterday.
Yeah, anybody?
You'll find somebody.
Yesterday, my mother-in-law, she was following behind me. We were going to the Lafayette Parade, and we got out of the car. And they got out of the truck and they said, "Hey, I don't know if you knew this, but you have a taillight out." I'm like,
"Oh my god,
great!"
Whenever
I love that.
I love that for you.
So, yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm not above bartering. I think bartering is one of for me, I sometimes value bartering more than the cash, because that cash, okay, yeah, you're supposed, I know the mindset around money is wild. Some people look at money as evil. Some people look at money as an amazing thing. Other people look at it as just what it is, a tool. Mm-hmm. But bartering for me is, there's like this, it's almost like an emotional connection you make with someone else. Like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing. Oh, well, I also appreciate what you're doing. And looks like I need what you're doing.
It's a value system.
And so it's like, like, how about I do something for you if you do this for me? And that right there, I've done a lot of that. Like, I've traded more than I've made money. Who knows? I might be much richer at this point, but I spend money like it's going out of style whenever I do get it.
Something so weird is that I find it's easier to get people to barter than, like, when you say the dollar amount, they're just like, oh, and then that's when, like, you don't hear from them anymore. But it's like, okay, well, let's trade a service then, and then that gets them a lot more interested.
You know what?
Yeah.
Perfect thing right there is, I've noticed that too, is even businesses are so quick. Like, let's say I want to try to get a business to advertise or, sponsor. I've had so many businesses ask me, "Do you do trades?" I'm like, I used to in the beginning, because I wasn't sure how to value what I had and all that good stuff. And I still do trade every once in a while. Like, it's very, very selective. But there are times where businesses would reach out and be like, "Yeah, I mean, like, I have this I can do for you." I'm like, absolutely. And especially services. People in Acadiana are so service oriented. That's why you see so many service businesses in this area. And so that is a way of even if it's not a person that has a business, if they know how to do something, that service is an act of love. Acts of service is an act of love.
It's love.
And so I think that's why Acadiana has that feeling that it has, because people are so willing to do something for someone without even questioning it. As long as you let people know, like, if you need help genuinely, like you were mentioned, put your truth over your need. And what you were saying was very deep. I'm sorry if I'm like not making it as deep, but I loved it, and the parable that you had mentioned. But yeah, people are so quick to do something for you, and no questions asked. And as long as you fulfill your end, sometimes you don't even have to fulfill your end. Some people are just willing to do something for you and not even ask. Like if you're on the side of the road, I know it gets a little sketchy nowadays to stop for someone on the side of the road, but if you need help, I've had people pull over and help me change a tire, and I've had people do all kind of stuff. Now, sometimes they ask me for money, and I'm like, that's fine, whatever. But we have such a great community here, and it's so hard to describe our community, but bartering. I love to barter.
I love money too, though.
Look.
Don't get me wrong here.
Both would be great. Just all of it.
Sometimes people are like, hey, "You want to trade?" I'm like, actually, I need to pay my rent. So
not
maybe
this time. Like every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's not all the
Trading
time.
is great
Yeah.
on the times where you don't need to worry about your rent.
That's
As much.
the
Yes.
beauty of whenever things are a little cheaper, that we could be more free to express ourselves through our art and through our music, and it's whenever we have that pressure, that outside pressure, it can limit how much we can create. But whenever we choose in the morning to have the output instead of the input of the social media, whenever we immediately use the first energy of our morning to create, we could set our day up and in a successful way that will foster more of that the mindset of creativity, I guess, within us. And anyway.
Well, speaking of
I have so much to
creativity,
say about that.
speaking of creativity, I do need to get my other sponsor in. I totally got deep into the conversation, and that is okay. I'm okay with that. Real quick, Music Academy of Acadiana. If you want to learn music, you can get started over there. You can be young, you can be old, you can learn any kind of music you want. And once you learn your music and once you, not to say perfect it, but get to a point where you feel comfortable, you can actually record an album there. So that's really cool. They have an award-winning in-house recording studio where a bunch of local musicians do record their albums there. Also, the founder, Tim Benson, he is in an emo alternative rock cover band called The Criers. I had them on the podcast a few months ago. Great local guy, great local business. Check them out, musicacademyacadiana.com. I really appreciate their support. Okay, we are at 56 minutes, and I know that feels like a long time, but with the amount of depth that we were going into, it didn't feel like it was that long at all. So what I want to do is, got a couple comments, read those first. Catherine Lemoyne, who is my biggest fan.
Sure.
I think Catherine Lemoyne is like everybody's biggest
Sure
fan.
Me and Catherine are part of a club.
It's a secret club.
It is.
Oh,
I'm not sure if she wants us to tell, so I'll wait for her. Maybe next
Cat-
time. Yeah.
Shout out to Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine's
What'd she
awesome. So she comments, go with a bunch of O's. Dessie, Catherine Lemoyne. She also says, nice girls for life.
Nice girls, that's our club.
Oh, all right.
She good.
Yeah, okay.
There she goes. And then she also says, all caps. Oh, Kris there too. Hey, Kris.
Hey.
I love Kat.
Yeah, Kat's awesome. So me and Kat, we like to tag each other in the most ridiculous TikToks. Like stuff that is bizarre.
The cringe stuff? Oh.
Cringy, just why would anybody do this and film it? And I see it, I'm like,
Let me do this.
I add Auntie Kat, like just tag her, and she goes, why did you send me this? I was like, it's something I thought you'd be interested in. And then she'll do the same thing.
This.
No, you can't. Like, but it's funny. So yeah, Kat.
Cringe
But
talk
yeah.
was really deep. Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if I got to this point. So your business, Mothered Made Rolls. I've looked at this name for so long, and I'm trying to like understand the thought process of the name of the business. Mm-hmm. Okay, obviously you're a mother, right?
Yes.
And
I
you
have 3
made
kids.
rolls. Your mother made rolls,
Uh-huh.
and then you also have this saying, but your mother is not your maid,
Yeah.
which I love because that is very true, at least in my family. So tell me a little bit about the naming of the business and why you included that little extra tagline in your business. Like, I'm fascinated with the name of it.
So, it just came to me, mother made rolls. Then I was like, mother, what does mother mean to me? You know, and it does have such deep meaning. You know, I was thinking about Mother Teresa. I was thinking about my own mother. I was thinking about how, with what my intentions were for people to feel the love of a mother with anything that I can do, that I would hope, you know, not expect, just hope that through how I dress, through how I speak, through my food, the love that I put into it, that maybe perhaps just the smallest part of somebody's heart might be touched, and that the hardness that might be there, that it softens just a little bit for the love of God to come in, and the love of a mother. That my late mother, she did not have the love of a mother, and even on her deathbed on hospice, she was crying out for saying, why doesn't my mom love me? And it was just so sad. And I was thinking, like, wow, if my mom would have experienced the love of a mother just in little ways, that her life could have been different. Our lives could have been different. I'm grateful for our lives, but maybe that through, not that I wanted to be people's moms, but that if the love that I understand it from the God of my understanding, if somehow I could translate that love energy out into the world through what I created with my brand, and my brand just kind of organically, you know, my little skirt was that from Goodwill, my apron was from my grandma who got it from the Mennonites, my hat, Goodwill, it all came together organically for itself, and that I package it up with a burlap string, and it's I put this harsh material around it so it could translate the bitter things, the hard things, the difficult things, the roughness in life, and the wisdom underneath it. And then I package it up, and what's inside of that package is beautiful. And it's not rolls, it's love. And I put a little clothespin on that burlap string, and the clothespin represents the story of hanging my clothes on the line. That's what I talked to Kris about, hanging my clothes on the line, because sometimes we were without a washer and dryer. It would break, and my mom couldn't afford to fix it, so we would all get together in the tub. We would get some that grainy laundry detergent powder, Gain, and we would just mimic a washer machine. We would wring them out. And that's very tough. You know, we would get detergent, chemical burns on our hands. And us older ones, the younger ones, they some of them might remember doing that, but us older ones, we remember. But you know, we would have to rake that field too. So I would have blisters from raking, and then having to wring out those clothes, and having that, you know, that detergent just going right on that blistered area. And then we would hang them out on the line. And my mom sometimes would have a compost pile, and it would have eggshells, and even she would put her crawfish out there. So, and we had a horse field next to it, so we'd be hanging out our stained up clothes from the well water. We had like these well water stained white uniform shirts. We would hang them up, and they wouldn't smell like a fresh mountain breeze, you know what I mean, anymore. But I was able to while I was out there, look in the neighbors. Mr. Bork, he had horses, And this one horse would come right up to me whenever I was hanging the clothes, and I would look right into that horse's eyes. And horses are just like people, like whenever, and like dogs, horses, monkeys a little bit, but they're deviant. But the horses are just like so majestic. They're like a majestic person. I don't know, but they would come right up to me. And I said, wow, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I'm here with you. And I didn't have to smile. I didn't have to have all this energy. I didn't have to use my energy to try to make everybody happy. I could just be there with the horse and just be like this. And I was grounded by that. And I'm so grateful for that. So whenever I tie on that burlap, whenever I put the clothespin on, I am putting my stories of my past into it, into each packaging. And I'm writing, mother made rolls, but your mother is not your maid. Because whenever I called my friend Claire, I knew to call her, because some people, you tell them your ideas, they will shoot that down so fast and make you feel like, I guess I am stupid. What was I thinking? You tell the wrong person, and that's it. That momentum is gone. You like they hit a little insecurity that you didn't even know that you had, and your little idea is gone with. But Claire, I knew she would hype me up so hard about it. She was the first person I told. I said, I have an idea. Mother made rolls. But not like maid, because your mother's not your maid, So it's like, it's a little play on that. And I laughed and said, that's going to be my slogan. That's going to be my little tagline. I don't even care if it makes sense. It's not a maid company or anything. And I was thinking like maid, like Evangeline Maid. And I have a story about that too, about how my mom, she had a loaf of Evangeline Maid bread and a jar of Surefine mayonnaise, and she told me, Dessie, I'm gonna make you a mayonnaise sandwich now, and I want you to close your eyes and imagine whatever meat and whatever it is that you want in between these slices of bread. And she's like, you really have to do it. You really have to imagine. And I was just so excited because she was giving me a little attention. It was only me and her out there. For what I could remember, it was only me and her underneath an oak tree. And I closed my eyes and I imagined the juiciest. I'm not even imagining it's Evangeline made bread. I'm imagining it's like, like a bun with sesame seeds on it, and a juicy burger with all the produce, because we didn't have produce a lot. We had it from the produce man would come here and there. So, but sliced tomatoes, even with those like little raindrop things, like the dewdrops on them, and the lettuce and the cheese on it melting around the sides. And I imagined that burger, and it was real, and I could taste it. And from there, I knew that I could create anything it is that I wanted in life. I knew that I had an imagination that would be able to feed me for the rest of my life and warm me, and that I would never be alone. I would never be hungry or thirsty again, because I have my imagination. And that's the story of Mother Maid, the name, anyway.
Wow. That is a story. I was not expecting, wait a minute, what am I talking about? I was expecting something really deep, but I was like, it's probably just going to be something super simple. No.
She was talking to me about her little scarf here. She was like, yeah, it was this and this. And she looks and she said, everything has a story, Kris.
Yeah, everything about this whole outfit. My friend Sarah gave me this. It has her woo-woo from the bayou. It has her woo-woo on it.
Life is a story, Yeah, so and you get to write it the way you want it. You get to close one chapter, start a new page, anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.
I mean, obviously, you know that with running a media company. I mean, that
Yep.
is the one thing that, especially coming from nothing, the greatest asset you have is the things you've learned from the struggles that you've had in life. And I think when you were telling your story, I kept thinking to myself, there are so many people that I struggle to say this in this way because I feel like it's people don't look at it like this, but for someone who's a creative and someone who creates things in life, it's almost a blessing in disguise to grow up essentially on the struggle bus.
Absolutely.
Because you are forced, eating the mayonnaise sandwich, to vision something deeper, something more than on the surface level. Because someone that was given a big juicy burger with the tomatoes with the dew droplets and the sesame seed bun would have never have to imagine that. They see it, they were given it, and they never had to really work for
I feel
that.
sorry for them.
Yeah.
I do.
I think that is one of the greatest things that I guess modern business owners, especially in Louisiana, have is the struggle of everyday life, whether that be financial, family hardships. That is what creates strength and resilience in businesses and in people to create the things that we take for granted that people have created, but it was created from a deeper reason. And that's the whole reason I wanted to bring you on. Is like I knew there was something deeper in your story.
The clothespins. You were like,
like not just the clothespin, but your aesthetic. It's saying something.
It's a
and
story.
I was like,
I'm a storyteller.
There's a lot that is there that needs to be said. And so I was actually fascinated before you even went on Chris Logan. What was the outfit inspired by? Like you come across as a this like Little House on the Prairie
I get that
vibe.
all the time.
And I figured you would.
Yeah.
But it feels like that. And I used to, as a kid, I used to watch Little House on the Prairie and all these old like really black and white shows.
Are you my age?
I just turned 40.
Okay, so you're my age. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 39 this year. So
Wow.
we were raised on, and that's where my whole aesthetic comes from. Is from sitcom shows that my dad would watch. He would watch Little House on the Prairie, Touched by an Angel, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Yep.
All those women from those like 80s/90s sitcoms. I just borrow any stories from fictional women, the women, Mother Teresa, with her head covering, just like the different women that have come across Marilyn Monroe. That's where I do like a kind of a modern Marilyn Monroe. So just these women, these iconic women to me, and just saying, I remember my dad watching that. I remember, it's just weird how it shapes you, what your parents take in, what your parents expose you to by what they enjoy. So my dad kind of watched wholesome things. He watched Chuck Norris, Texas Ranger, and we're doing a True Grit theme on Sunday for the market. So you could come wearing your favorite Western wear, and it's I know my late father would have loved that, and he was himself. He was a character, I'm not going to say too much more about that, but you teach people about things, especially children, whether you're directly teaching them, like here I'm teaching you this right now. It's really by what you're doing with yourself, what you're exposing yourself to. That's what you're teaching your children about what the world is. So through my aesthetic, I like to show the stories that shape me, and in as many ways as I can, and to walk about this life carrying my stories, and also having a hope that I can create new stories for myself and that I can change too. I haven't been the best mom that I could be, but I am growing as well. I am discovering my own least restrictive environment for growth. And by me just being myself and liking the things that I like and doing the things that I do, that step by step, little by little, I will be a little bit better, and a little bit better. And my children, they have their own little stories that are shaping them, and I'm excited. I'm excited for their future. I'm excited for our future. A lot of people think it's, apocalyptic times, and it's bad times. The AI is taking over, and it is taking away the struggle for us, the struggle that helps us. So, but I see it completely different. I see hope. I see generosity. I see old systems of bartering coming in. I see people embracing their flaws. I see a renaissance of art and music, and people getting into just talking with each other in real life and looking each other into their eyes and hearing their stories and being gathered together more. Having little bonfires together, having picnics and sharing mayonnaise sandwiches with one another, and seeing what we're all studying about. What are you learning about? What are you creating? And we just get together and we talk about that, and we get inspired by one another, and our stories become ingrained into each other's stories, and we're woven together like the jute cord, like a braid, and we're together in that braid. We can make baskets. We could shape our future into whatever it is that we want to, and we have that power, and it's through connection and community and truth, honesty, authenticity, love.
Yes, love it. I almost don't even want to say anything else. Like, just ended there.
She's just like this never-ending flow.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm a little bit of a poet.
No, I can see the writing on the wall, literally. You have a lot to say, and obviously writing is the outlet for that. Are you putting your writing in any sort of way that can be like, I don't know what you call that, not categorized, but like in a book or something to that effect?
Yes, I'm working on that. I'm so
We're
excited.
Still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, we have my own Dessie way of wanting to do it, and it's I met with the publisher, and I'm super excited. I'm still not sure. We're waiting for this king cake season to be over with, honestly, because we have so many things on that this is on the back burner. This is on the, like, we have a big stovetop, like a 10-burner stovetop, and things
in my office is just going kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was sending her ideas. She's like, Dessie, no more ideas.
Right.
No more ideas. Because I'm like, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm just, I have a friend. She could get the momentum. She's like, just hold on. And I was like, you're right.
We need to start just writing them down, and then the next time we see each other.
Like, instead of like, because she'll go with it, and I will purposely not tell her things. She's like, what about that? I was like, I'm not telling you, because then you're going to run with it, and it could wait. I need to start writing it down. But I'm just like the mayonnaise sandwich. It's like I imagine that little book of mine, like being on the shelf with my other favorite books, because I am a reader. I love to read. Books are my friend from the beginning. It was books before my writing. So I'm a reader, then a writer. And I'm a writer because I'm a reader. And books are the ticket to everything. I'm telling, like, you... y'all probably do know.
Books can take you anywhere.
Yeah, they can take you anywhere. And I imagine it on the shelf, on my blue shelf with my other books. I imagine me taking that book outside my book with those other books with a coffee cup on it, and just setting it down, and my cat comes and sits down and tries to get all my attention, and I'm like, go away, Miss Judy, I'm trying to read. And she's like forcing me to pet her, and I was like, people don't know about you, they think you're all sweet and stuff, but she'll force my customers to pet her, and she's like, you're not going anywhere, you're gonna pet me. But I imagine my book, so I just know it's there. It's on that shelf in my mind. It's just
You need a little more time.
Yeah,
That's all.
it's God's timing.
Yeah, that's the one thing about God's timing is it's not your time, and it frustrates you to no end.
But I just trusted, just like Mother made rolls. Whenever it hit me that I'm doing this, it was just an adventure. It was a gift to myself on my 36th birthday. I said, I love adventure. What an adventure having a business is going to be. And I only saw like the bright side. I did not know. I had no clue what a perilous adventure having a business could be. Nobody tells you these things because you only see the successes. You do not see, a customer just drove from Shreveport, and that's the time that you slept in and like forgot that you had an order, it's like those little things like, oh no.
You know what though, as a business owner, you got to be really quick on your feet.
Yes.
Because I have that same issue, and in the past and I saw distant past, people had called me a slacker because I would slack a little bit too long to do what they wanted me to do, and I'm like, man, I hate that name. I don't want that to be attached to me. So I do. My wife will tell you I have a bad time management skill.
Me too.
Bad
I'm
at
a time traveler. You might be a time traveler as well.
I might be.
Same.
But for
Time
me,
is an illusion.
Yeah, time is an illusion.
Yeah.
You were very good. You were a very punctual she really is. She is sharp.
Had
She
to
was
be
a
that
math
way.
teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
she
had to.
Yeah.
It wasn't by
math.
choice.
Oh yeah, no.
Literally, my whole day was planned out minute to minute, and then it wasn't. So I just had to go with it, So
Yeah. We had a couple more comments come in. Dee Smith, I had her on a couple episodes ago. She is a local author and food content creator. She loves creating and experiencing South Louisiana food. She's from North Louisiana, and she's one of the things she said, and I love that she's in here. And she said that she's excited about this interview. She told me that she felt like North Louisiana was in competition with each other, when in South Louisiana we were collaborative with each other.
Absolutely.
Very different worlds. So another person, Kristen Bunn Thibodeau,
Hey.
throws up the
Kristen.
hearts. A company out of Arnoldville. I say Arnoldville. It's whatever that area. He's gonna hate that I don't remember. But I did his logo. He owns 3 Little Cajuns seasoning and barbecue sauces. And then we have Taylor Lyons Vaughn. We love Des.
I love you.
I just had her on, and then a month later, this past Friday, I had her brother on, Brock White Lyons. Great family there, by the way. So this has been great. I wanna be respectful of time because we're almost at an hour and a half, and I'm pretty sure you guys have other things to do besides talk all day.
Get some food.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
It's not that
Food is definitely on the mind. I want to talk about the market. So this is relatively new.
Chris will take over.
Yeah, and I know. I gotta give some time to Kris here. Tell us about the market. What is the name of the market? What inspired the market? Just tell us about the market.
Okay, so the Mother Made Market number 3 is coming up on Sunday, the 22nd. It's going to be from 11 to 3 at 409 Lee Avenue. So that's where my studio is located. Like I said, when you pull up, you'll see a bunch of people on this big grass lot, and we just set up and we have fun. It's a loving community. the market, it's funny how you said earlier about competition. We have a number of sourdough vendors. And even on the last market, we had 5 sourdough vendors advertised, and everybody sold out. So it's really just not even a factor in our market. Like we don't judge anyone that comes or talk. That thing they like to do is talk about somebody when they walk away, and it's like, no, there's none of that. We just all like being in each other's company, and we help one another. It's like, Desi needs this, she can ask Catherine or she can ask Sarah. We use our resources and we have each other as resources. So at this market, let's see, you can expect to see Eric Manley is making some cowboy poblano grits. Is that what
cheesy poblano, copycat of the Coyote Blues grits.
I
got him to do it.
And so
Coyote Blues is such a staple too back in the day.
This is a
So
copycat.
perfect.
So if you wanted to, I think you might have posted, what is a question, a restaurant that you want to be brought back? Maybe it was you. And I was like, I want those grits to be brought back. And I was like, so True Grit, it's going to be
True
grits
Grit
there.
for
Like,
his
that's
grits.
our theme,
Nice.
Yeah.
I love
So-
that.
So it should be fun. And
Yeah.
we've got Bubble Lee. Have you ever seen this guy? He walks around downtown, and he has these big buckets with just bubbles.
Yeah.
And he'll do them on the street. He has these.
He might have
these
been at
blowers
Muckus
and-
Park a few times because I've seen this guy, or maybe it was Gerard Park, but he has like the big ones, and
He has
like
all the
bubbles are
stuff.
huge. Yeah.
He'll do colored bubbles. He'll do
And the kids
smoke
love it.
bubbles, like everything. And we had a good amount of kids just hanging out last time. Unfortunately, Mitch the Magician and Susie Q won't be able to join us this time, but they said they will be back. So we have everybody in mind. It's not just, like trinkets or whatever. You can come and get some nice, wonderful snacks. And this time you can get real food. We're happy about that. We're
Fermented
also going to have
foods.
some coffee. We have Lilo coffee is coming. And we've just got a number of, we are branching out. It's not all bakers this time, which is good. We need a little variety every once in a while, so I'm excited. I'm ready.
So this is a partnership between both of you guys for the market, because Mother Made Market, obviously Mother Made Rolls, Mother Made Market. So what is it for, let's say somebody is interested in being a vendor at the market. Do you guys have a page or something that they can contact you to inquire about that?
We do. For each event, I'll set up a calendar event on Facebook, so whoever can RSVP. I wasn't so good about this last one, but I do have a form that I post where they can sign up, and if they're new, they give me their logo and everything, and I'll put it on the flyer to advertise, and it's just all good stuff. It's great stuff, and it's like small businesses supporting small businesses all the way around, and we just love it. It just keeps getting better.
Okay, so that's this Sunday coming up?
That is
And
this
it's
Sunday.
every third Sunday of the month? Is that
We're
what I
trying.
understood?
We're
Yeah,
trying.
and-
It's working out that way so far, so it's probably a good thing to keep it that way.
I like to say 11 to 3, 409 Lee. You can really remember it like that.
Yeah. So 409 Lee, what is a building or a business nearby? Because I'm familiar with where Hideaway is.
The Magnolia.
It's right
the
next
Magnolia,
to Hideaway.
Okay.
You literally, my stairs, you could walk up the stairs in that little side parking lot off of Hideaway, and you get to my office. So
So you're in that same building that has
Right next to
Sugar du Jour?
yeah, they did. Well,
There
they
you
just
go.
opened. They just opened. Yeah,
Nice.
they had it. I think they had it. That was what was happening the same day as the market. I think I think our last market was super busy. There were just people everywhere.
I reached out
so.
to her.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell her she can come put a little table or something out too.
Okay. Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Couple more comments came through. Tracy, Antoine, hello ladies.
Hey.
With a bunch of
Tea.
little smiley faces
a
with the
tea
hearts.
That's my business partner. You know, it's so funny. Her name is the Tea Firm.
Really?
Yeah. So she
Oh, wow.
loves this.
She's a media
she
woman
loves
too,
this.
huh?
She's a media woman, journalist, videographer. So
Well, so I don't know. Like a lot of people have different takes on what the tea is. It's kind of taken a life on its own. But I started it because, like I was telling you before we went live, I started developing Lafayette, and then whenever I went full time, I didn't have anybody to talk to. And so I wanted a productive way to talk because I'm a chatty Cathy. Like if you get me talking, it's hard. I got to tell myself to shut up because I can talk. My wife says, okay, Ben, we got to go. All right.
We gotta go.
But like, I like sweet tea. I've had to transition to half and half.
Awesome.
But my podcast started as me just connecting with members of the community, talking with them over tea. And I would literally go to a restaurant and grab a jug of tea, and we would have tea. And when COVID happened, I stopped doing that, and I never got back in the routine of it. I need to. I want to. I was hoping that I could get a sponsor that was a tea sponsor, literally tea. But Chick-fil-A was almost interested.
Cane's is pretty good. The tea is good.
No, I like Cane's tea. I do.
Yeah.
But nobody was willing to pay for a sponsor spot, and I was like, I need monies.
I'll make you some tea. we get those serotonin syrup so you can make some tea.
Ooh, I need to try that coffee because
It was like a chocolate covered strawberry coffee. Like you
I
can
gotta
taste,
tell her, bring
like,
one just for Kris.
It's so amazing.
Just for
Like,
Kris.
Yeah. Well, that's the short story about that, and then
I love that. So it's all about
you'll find
connection.
someone.
yeah,
find
it was
somebody.
it was
That's old
rooted in
school
connection.
too.
Yeah,
Like, just wanting to get together, have tea, and talk.
Yep.
I
That's
love
how it
that.
started. And now it's God, I'm going on my 9th season.
Nice.
So yes, a lot. Tracy says, perfectly said, my girls, when you were talking about the market, I believe. Lalon Adams says, love y'all. And then Tracy also says, love you girls. How do you think this went?
I'll defer to her since I'm not a noob, but
Yeah. I felt more comfortable than I thought. At first, I was like, I was kind of getting in my head a little bit. I was like, I probably shouldn't have said anything. I was like, why did I say anything? And then I was like, whatever, I'm saying things. And that was it. And then it's just like I'm talking, and I forgot that I was even live, like early into it. After I got over myself,
Yeah.
I was just like, I forgot at all about any of this, and I was just talking with friends. So thank you.
That's what I want. I don't ever want this to be something that feels high pressure. That's why the cameras, thankfully, they're so small and like kind of in the dark. I don't want them to be at the forefront. I don't want to tell people like, oh, there's like however many people watching, because even though I look at the number of people watching, I don't really care if anybody watches, because I like having a conversation, and if somebody watches, cool, and it's great. And I'm loving that we have some fans of you guys commenting, and that's been great. I appreciate you guys coming on, and
I appreciate
we
you
appreciate
having
you,
us.
Ben. Yeah, this has been amazing.
yeah, I enjoyed it. I wish I would have had the opportunity to try your king cake. I feel so bad.
My girl has just been going nonstop, so you have to forgive her.
I was like, I wanted to bring some cinnamon rolls, so maybe if Sunday, if y'all are free, or even if you could get Catherine to come get you a cinnamon roll, I'm gonna bring the Carmen special.
Oh, but you
Okay.
always sell out in like 5
Yeah,
minutes. anyway,
named
so-
after my late mother, and it has roasted salted Louisiana pecans in there, and an ooey gooey filling, and then it's topped with a homemade caramel sauce and more pecans, and then it's topped with a singular candy pecan on the top of it, and that's what I'm bringing. And that's the
Okay.
only thing I'm bringing, but I sell out pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am going to try. I was supposed to try to make the market last time, and then I don't know what happened. Left church and then went. I guess I got in my head and like went home, and because I was on a routine.
That's okay.
Yeah, but I definitely want to try to make this one at least to come check it out. And if I am not able to, Catherine, help me out.
Come on, Catherine.
we signing Catherine up as if she's not like busy enough, like with her
Catherine's
business.
everyone's biggest fan, though. She's got to come do it.
But
She's got to come do it.
She has that her company. You have had her on, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I need to watch that.
Pet passages.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful thing that she provides for our community.
It
And
is.
she is a hardworking woman.
Yeah, and
And
look,
hilarious. Like, she is the funniest woman, and like, not just in Acadiana. She's one of the funniest women I've ever met in my life. Seriously, like, just her sense of humor
what
is
was it
up
that
there.
One time we had like a little hand or something, and,
Yeah,
and you were like, Catherine. I don't remember what that was for. Was that,
Catherine likes to bring out her strong hand. You know?
Oh, yeah, Catherine's a trip, man.
I bring up Catherine almost every time I go on the air. Like, I love her.
But you know what? She's doing a great job being super supportive of everybody. Like you said, she's everybody's biggest
Yeah,
fan,
she is.
and I'm grateful for her.
Aw. Me too.
Like-
Kat, if you're still watching, we would love to see you on Sunday.
Yeah, Kat.
Pressure, little pressure.
there.
No pressure.
And before we go, speaking of Kat, not Catherine Lemoyne, cat, meow cats.
Meow cats.
You mentioned that you have a cat,
Yes.
and it can be very bossy. You said Miss Judy?
Miss
Judy.
Judy, Lady Judith. She is the star of Freetown, really. You know, she's very pushy. She is. My neighbor fed her very fancy food. Now, if I get her cheaper food, she
Oh my God.
she
no
doesn't
way.
even want to eat it. Like, oh,
Drama
you giving me
queen.
this? Like, she's just like.
God, not a bougie cat.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
a stray cat. Like, and she has like something called feline HIV, and you can't get it from her, and other animals can't get it, but she could give it to other cats if they get in a fight. So it's like she was having the mange for a while. And she's doing good.
Yeah.
People do have pity on her, but I was like, nobody knows about you. She'll like my customers, like the little kids want to pet her, and she's like, pet me now. Like, she like forces herself on my customers.
So I have my own little cat, and we got her from the Acadiana Animal Aid.
Okay.
So we adopted her, and I had the executive director at the time on for Acadiana Animal Aid, and that was when my wife was mentioning to me. She was like, I think I want a cat. I'm like, oh my God. I don't know if I want a cat, because I was afraid of a cat jumping on the countertop, and you know that it's not sanitary. Like, they're in the litter box, and then they jump on it. It's
Yeah.
like, I was like, if we could get a cat that can't jump on the countertop, that'd be great. But like, what cat can't jump on the countertop? And then she was like, well, what about a munchkin cat? I'm like,
Oh.
okay.
Now you're talking.
I
There's
would love that, but I don't want to
munchkin.
pay for a munchkin cat. Those things can get expensive, like $1,800+.
Oh wow.
Expensive cats,
Yeah.
but they're so cute. Well, I had a Acadiana Animal Aid's executive director on at the time, and I was telling her about wanting a cat, and that we were looking to hopefully find a munchkin cat at some point. And she had never heard of a munchkin cat, which is odd. But anyway, a week later, after having her on the episode, I get a text, and she goes, "You'll never guess what we got." I'm like,
No way.
"What?" She goes, "We got a munchkin cat." I'm like, "Stop it. No, you did not.
It was just for you.
Somebody gave up a munchkin cat? Like, what in the
I was
world?"
gonna say donated. Somebody donated a munch.
Well, so what happens, and I think this might have been the case, is that an elderly couple or elderly person may have passed away, and those cats were sent to Acadiana Animal Aid. So they have a catio over there.
Yeah.
It's like a cat patio, but it's a catio. And so you can go sit with the cats and all that good stuff. They have dogs.
Can you go at any time?
Yeah, anytime during the week, I believe so. Yeah,
When they're open.
yeah,
And my kids could go too.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah. yeah. So if you
We
want
should
to,
go.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
if
a
you
lot
want
of
to go
places
look
to
at
go.
cats and
I know.
potentially
Yeah.
and potentially adopt, yeah, they allow you to go in there and look around, and you can kind of get a feel of the cat's energy, and if they come up to you, you can see which ones are kind of a little bit more aggressive. Some of them are in their own little sections because they get picked on. Well, so we went to check out. Her name was Pastel at the time at the Canadian Animal Aid. That's the name they gave her, and they said you can come to the catio and get a feel for her. If you guys want to, do like foster her for a couple of weeks, kind of get a feel for her, you can. when we got there, she was in her own little section pen, and we were like, why is she like excluded from the rest of the population? She said it's because the other normal cats were picking on her. I'm like, stop.
Oh, baby.
So they allowed me to go in the pen with her. The little, like I say a pen. It's like a 4x4 or 4x5 little area where they had her food and everything where she can climb. And I sat in there with her, and she was the most calm cat and so affectionate. And she came up right up to me, allowed me to pet her.
I want to see a picture.
Look, whenever we're done, I'll show you a picture. She's got her own TikTok. Okay. I know.
Are you
Yeah.
I know.
I don't even have a TikTok. What?
But she's gorgeous. But to your point, she is also a little diva. She wants you to pet her. When she wants you to pet her, she wants you to pet her. And when she's hungry, she lets you know that she's hungry.
What would you rename her?
So we renamed her Susie.
Susie?
Yes.
Aw.
So
That's precious.
growing up, I remember watching a show called Homeward Bound. And
Yes.
yeah. And so the cat was named Sassy. And I thought that was great, but I was
That
like,
was a mean one. Like
Yes.
Sassy was mean.
Yeah,
like,
Sassy was mean.
like-
But I was like, you know what? I want like an S name of some sort. Because I feel like whenever you call a cat, I feel like the S just works for a cat, for me. And I was like, I can't name.
I
I
never
can't
really
pass.
thought about it.
I don't know. That was just my like personal thinking. But I was like, pastel doesn't work. Like first of all, she's gray and like brownish mix, like color.
Yeah.
It's like pastel. What? That doesn't roll off the tongue well. So it's like, let's rename her Susie. And so that's what we did. But
Cute.
she's a munchkin cat. She's got legs about this tiny.
Is she a
Shove it
Persian
in.
cat?
She is a ragdoll. I don't know.
Okay.
But
so she's
she's long
really
hair,
hairy.
ragdoll.
And she's a little cat. You know.
Well, she's little in stature. She's pretty thick.
Okay.
So she's on a diet.
So she is sassy.
Yes, she is.
my God.
Well,
I'm gonna
look,
put that on
I'm
our
going to go ahead and
website.
end the episode.
We're on it for an hour.
I appreciate you guys watching and
Oh,
listening.
that's why.
I gotta show them my cat pictures real quick. So, Dessie, Kris, I loved having you guys on.
Thank you for having us.
This has been one of the most like in-depth conversations, and we're over an hour and a half, which is great. I love it. I love it, and I hope you guys have great success, and I hope Mother Made Rolls becomes this big business for you, and I look forward to seeing that.
Thank you, Ben.
you.
Well, look, guys, again, y'all have a is it today's Wednesday? God.
Yeah. It's the Ashiest Wednesday, remember?
It's the Ashiest Wednesday, correct.
That's true.
Y'all have a great
little
week.
Catholic joke.
Yeah. You have a great week, and we'll see you Friday, because we got another episode on Friday. But with that, we'll see you. You have a good one.
Have a good one.